I guess we're live. Welcome to the live stream. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about a little bit about the hurricane Helene down in Florida, that area. We'll be talking a little bit about the Diddy story. Y'all have heard about that. We're going to touch on that a little bit about Tim Walz, and an Arizona man that just got released from prison that killed his mom. So, sounds fun. We're going to have a good time. This live stream is brought to you by, well, y'all, the viewers, the subscribers. Couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't do it without you. Appreciate all of you. Love you. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button as we go along. If you feel like it, try to hit that 6,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That'd mean a lot to me. Really pushing to hit that. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out, I know 6,000 is not much to some of you, but to me, that's a heck of a lot. And we're growing. We're growing kind of slowly, but we're growing nonetheless. Just trying to hit that 6,000 by the end of the year. Got a few months left. Still got a little ways to go for that. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out, appreciate it. Love you. Anyway, on to the show. So Trump steps up as Biden-Harris administration abandon the Hurricane Helene victims. This is from The Blaze. It says, while Kamala Harris stages photos of herself hard at work on a plane drawing on a blank piece of paper, wearing wired headphones that aren't plugged into anything, Donald Trump is visiting the areas affected by Hurricane Helene and raising money for the victims. So while one administration's not doing anything, the other one, who's not even a president yet, is down checking it out, checking the place out. The guy that's getting shot out, that probably should be in hiding, is out checking out this stuff where, some people, Trump's actually down there looking at the damages and assessing it and raising money for these people that have been through a hard time. That was a devastating hurricane, probably one of the worst that's happened in forever. And our commander-in-chief, Joe Biden, is telling reporters that no more resources will be sent for the suffering. So they're pretty much done. I did hear, I don't know if it's in this article, but I did hear that they sent the people down there $750. They lost everything. They lost their homes. They lost everything. Here's $750. That barely buys groceries for a few days. I lost everything, and you're going to give me, thanks for nothing, basically. I mean, yeah, it's something, but $750. I just lost everything. Lost my house. Lost everything in my house. Cars gone. Done. $750. I just want to think about when times get really tough and we really have some sort of crisis in this country. Choose your fighter. Who do you want to lead? Okay, read that one more time. I just want you to think about when times get really tough and we really have some sort of a crisis in this country. Choose your fighter wisely. Who do you want to lead the country? Do you want somebody that doesn't do anything? No more resources. We're done with that area. We don't care. Here's your $750 check. Go away. We got Ukraine to support. We got Israel to send money to. We don't. You guys are nothing. Whatever here. Or a guy that's down there actually in it, checking it out, raising money for these people. Who do you want? I mean, who would you rather vote for? I know who I'm voting for. They get all the resources in the world. You can't give any more resources once you see the absolute tragedy of what happens in our country. How much money do we give to Moderna and Pfizer and all of these medical industry complex companies, big pharma companies, for an injection that harms people? Gonzalez continued. Back up to that other one. Sarah Gonzalez, this was Sarah Gonzalez, Unfiltered says, adding, how many billions of dollars have we given to Ukraine? See, that's just what I'm saying. We're giving all these billions and billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, and all the citizens of the country that lost everything, they get $750. You know, $750. You know, that's all you're worth to me. You know, Ukraine, they're worth billions, but you're only worth 750. Not 750 billion, $750, which, like I said, doesn't buy you crap anymore. But anyway, and then they get all these resources in the world. You can't give any more resources once you see the absolute tragedy that has happened in our country. How much money did we give Moderna, Pfizer, and all these medical industry complex companies, big pharma companies, for an injection that harms people? I don't know if you know what that means, but the Jiminy Jab from back in 2020. Not going to get into that, but you know, I spent tons of money on that, and they can't even help out the people down in Florida, and you know, but they have the resources then, but now when Americans are in need, no more resources will be going there, she added. Besides staging photo ops, Kamala is campaigning in Las Vegas, 2,000 miles away from the most severely affected areas. Rather than taking the opportunity to show true leadership in a time of crisis, Gonzalez says, disgusted before pivoting to some of Trump's classic comedic relief. When the former president was on the ground to speak to survivors of the hurricane, a reporter asked him if he'd spoken to President Biden. Have you reached out to President Biden about federal relief efforts? The reporter asked Trump, who was clad in his signature Make America Great Again hat. No, I haven't reached out to him. I think he's sleeping right now, Trump answered. Probably was. Choose your fighter, America, Gonzalez saying again added, we know that he is a true leader. See, Trump's down there busting his butt down there, ground zero, and Biden's nowhere to be found. No more resources going there. Kamala Harris is off doing a photo shoot somewhere. So pick who you want. You know, I mean, it's pretty obvious who's going to do the better job, in my opinion. But anyway, on to the next one. This one was from Fox News. And this is a little bit about the Diddy story. Everybody's heard about that. That's the big deal nowadays. Everybody's talking about the Diddy story. But anyway, lawyers for Diddy child accuser vows to out famous accomplices that we all know. Yep. I'm sure you've seen a lot of these lists that have been going around that have people's names on them. I don't know how factual those are. There might be some of those names might be true. Some of them might just be added just for, you know, some fanfare or whatever, just to make people look bad. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen some of those lists and seen some of the names on those lists. Some of them make sense. Some of them was like, yeah, I can see that. Some of them were like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, the Texas lawyer who says he's representing more than a dozen of potential victims for the alleged sex trafficking music mogul Sean Diddy Combs vowed to name names in an ominous warning to the entertainment industry this week. Tony Busby is a former recon Marine officer and the head of a Houston-based national law firm, which is joined by the AVA Law Group, representing 120 new accusers. 120. I expect that there will be a lot of nervous people right now who are searching their memories, scrubbing their social media, deleting their data on their phones in hopes that they are not anyhow in any way associated with this, he told Mornings on Merritt Street on Dr. Phil's Merritt TV. Busby added that legal action could come against not just alleged accomplices, but also enablers and even people who turned a blind eye. Coming after him. But I don't see it going too far because, well, the Epstein story, none of those names are out. So they're probably going to hide that list as tightly as possible because I'm sure there's a lot of famous people on that list that don't want their reputations tarnished. But there's pictures, there's photos, there's videos all over the place. Probably not going to be seeing much more of them. They're probably going to get rid of a lot of them, but they're out there. Just, they're there. No lawsuit had been filed, however, and Busby said he expects the first one to begin within a month. Most of the cases will be filed in New York, but many might be filed in California, he told the host. And I do believe that there will be a lot of additional defendants that the public will be surprised about, and people that we all know. Yes, I do believe that too. There will be a lot of people on there, and a lot of them we're going to know. But I'm pretty sure they're going to try and hide it as much as possible. Busby said earlier this week that more than 24 new accusers who reached out to him were minors at the time of their alleged victimization, including a 9-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 15-year-old. When you talk about the ages of the victims when their conduct occurred, it's shocking, he told reporters on Monday. Let's skip a couple pages because there's not a whole lot of meat on that page. As Mr. Combs' legal team has emphasized, he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus, she told Fox News Digital on Tuesday. That said, Mr. Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claims that he sexually abused anyone, including minors. He looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence, not speculation. The mogul is being held without bail in a federal custody in New York. Yeah, I heard about that. He offered like millions of dollars to be let out, and the judge said, "Nope, no bail for you. You're staying." So he's being held. He's not getting out. So any credible civil lawsuit could lead to additional criminal charges, according to legal experts. If there are children that were victims, you can bet the U.S. attorney will investigate and indict Diddy with more charges that are extremely serious, said Dave Gelman, a Philadelphia area defense attorney who has been following the case. I wouldn't be surprised if they have already been investigating and more people will be indicted. Really wouldn't surprise me. There's still a little bit to go here, but you kind of get the gist of it, I think. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, they're going to be like, this is a serious deal. They're going to be coming out with a lot of names, but there's a lot of people that are probably on that list that we know, and they're going to bring it out. But anyway, one more quick time. I appreciate everybody here. Appreciate everybody. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, take that 5 seconds, hit the button, do your thing, hit the subscribe. Again, I'm trying to get that 6,000 before the end of the year. Really big deal to me. That's my goal. I'm really pushing to hit that. Also wanted to show you this little guy right here. It's a CRKT. It's the Hijinks. It's a really sweet knife. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I just use it. I'm just showing you some of the gear that I use. and this is one of them that I use. It's like my backup EDC. It's a CRKT, which isn't the best, but it's a good knife, good solid. It stays sharp, and it's easy to sharpen. It's good solid knife. It's my backup EDC. Again, I'm not sponsored by CRKT, nor do I sell them or anything. I just wanted to show you, and I am a Amazon affiliate, so I'll leave a link to it down below if you want to pick you one up. Again, it's the Hijinks. It's good solid flipper knife that, it's like I said, it's my backup to my EDC. I really like it. It's a good knife. Affiliate link will be down below if you want to pick one up. I do like it. Anyway, again, appreciate you. Hit that subscribe. Trying to hit 6,000 by the end of the year. Appreciate y'all. Next one we're going to talk about is Tim Walz. He says he misspoke in personal story about Tiananmen, I think that's how you pronounce it, square, whether I think it was in the Philippines or something. But anyway, U.S. Democratic presidential nominee or candidate Tim Walz has admitted during a live television debate that he misspoke when he claimed he was in Hong Kong during the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre. Kamala Harris's running mate was asked by debate moderator why he had repeatedly said over the years that he was in Hong Kong as China's communist rulers crushed a pro-democracy protest when he was in fact back in his home state of Nebraska. Walz, who is governor of Minnesota, said, "I've not been perfect, and I am a knucklehead at times." A knucklehead? I'd say you're a blatant liar is what you are. It was not the first time Walz has fallen afoul of fact checkers in this campaign cycle. His opponent on the debate stage, Republican Vice President nominee DJ Vance, has also courted controversy with unfounded claims in this campaign, most notably about Haitian immigrants eating pets. In Tuesday night's CBS debate in New York, the moderator asked Walz to explain why he had claimed he was in Hong Kong when Chinese forces killed hundreds, possibly thousands, of anti-government protesters in Tiananmen Square, Beijing, on the 4th of June 1989, shocking the world. Walz touted his work as a teacher, congressman, and governor before saying he sometimes just gets caught up in the rhetoric. Just gets caught up in the rhetoric. It sounds like just caught up into the rhetoric to me. It sounds like you're just blatantly like making up stories to make yourself sound good or sound like a victim or sound like, whatever. But when pressed by the moderators about the timing discrepancy, Walz replied, "All I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this, so I will just, that's what I've said." He has previously said he was in Hong Kong a month before Tiananmen Square, then forged ahead with year-long teaching stint in the country in mainland China after the massacre. So apparently he was there, or so he's saying he was there, but he wasn't like there when it happened or there where it happened. He was just in Hong Kong, or in China or whatever. But news reporters from the Time show Walz was in Nebraska until that August when he left for China. Republicans have branded him as Tiananmen Tim. Walz has also recently revised the amount of times he has been to China. In a 2016 interview, he said that he had visited the country about 30 times. But the Harris-Walz campaign told U.S. media this week that the number of trips Walz took to China was likely closer to 15. So he's been lying pretty much about himself this whole time. He's like, Even the Harris Walz campaign is throwing him under the bus on that one. So it's like he can't even get a break from his own party. It's like this is not the first time that the Harris Walz campaign has acknowledged the running mate misspoke. Call it what you want. It's a lie. It's not misspoke. He's lying to people. Aides for the Democratic ticket issued a clarification in August as it emerged. Walz had talked in 18 about weapons of war that I carried in war as a member of the National Guard, but Walz never served in combat. Yeah, National Guard. You don't go to combat in the National Guard. I mean, you can. Some of you, I'm not military, but from what I gather, National Guard stays back and defends our country. But I could be wrong. You could go out to war. I don't know if you're military. Correct me on that if you want to. But apparently, he didn't go. Whether you do or not, he didn't. Those National Guardsmen, correct me if I'm wrong, but he didn't go anyway. He didn't go to battle. This summer, he said he and his wife had started their family through IVF, a fertility treatment that became politically charged this election cycle. His wife later clarified they used different treatment in some kind of insemination. But anyway, Tim Walz is just kind of, lying to us. He obviously didn't go to war like he said he did. He didn't carry guns into war like he said he did. He's just trying to make himself out to be a hero when he's not. He wasn't at that massacre. He was lying. Call it misspoke, call it lying, same thing. I'll call it lying. He's lying. And then he's just trying to cover himself up by, I just misspoke about it. That's all. No biggie. Okay, the next one is from The Blaze. So it is an Arizona man who decapitated his mother had recently been released from prison and smoked meth. It sounds like it's not really a good story just by the title. He just got out of prison, smoked some meth, and killed his mom. Hey, there you go. Good model citizen there, apparently. Police say they found the man with dried blood on his socks and legs. Okay. Arizona police said that a man smoked meth before stabbing his mother to death and decapitating her body on Friday. Police said they were called to a residence in Glendale just before midnight on Friday by a person claiming to have found their sister dead with her head cut off. They identified the dead woman as 49-year-old Teresa de Jesus Cruz Rubio. Her body was found near the front door with multiple stab wounds and her severed head nearby, police said. That sounds pretty gruesome. Glad I wasn't one of those officers that went and found that. That would have been... Police noted that there was blood throughout the apartment, including in a shower that had been left turned on. Rubio's family told police that they grew suspicious when she didn't show up to a family gathering after agreeing to do so that evening. They were going to celebrate her birthday with a surprise party. When she didn't show up, they went to her home and found her body. Family members told police that they believed her 25-year-old son, Alejandro David Gonzalez, was living with her after being released from prison. They also claimed that he had been dealing with mental illness. After an investigation, they found that Gonzalez had driven his mother's missing GMC Yukon to a gas station and arrested him there. Police said there was blood on his legs and socks. In an interview with police, Gonzalez allegedly told them that he had smoked meth with a man on a bicycle who then went on to stab his mother and made Gonzalez do the same. However, police said there were no evidence that anyone else was involved in the crime, although their investigation is ongoing. The man had a worsening history of violent crimes that began with an attack on a police officer at a gas station in 2021. A week prior to the murder of his mother, Gonzalez had been arrested for allegedly vandalizing a gas station. There was not enough evidence against him, according to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, and he was released before allegedly decapitating his mother. So they just catch and release. I mean, this is in Arizona. Arizona's one of those swing states that could go either way as far as politically. But this is what they're letting out. They're letting people like this that has a history of crime that's like a big old long laundry list of crimes that they're just letting him back out on the street so he can do stuff like this. And all you anti-gunners out there that this didn't involve a gun, it was a knife, he stabbed. So it's like that's probably why you haven't heard much about this one, because it didn't involve an AR-15. But you can see here, it's not a gun problem, it's a people problem. The problem is not with the guns. Taking guns away is not going to solve it. Because look, this guy did use a knife. They let him out of prison. He went and smoked some meth, killed his mom with a knife. How are you going to stop that? If you take our guns away, you're not going to be able to stop that. He used a knife, and it's not a gun problem. It's a people problem. That's just all there is. It's a people problem, and we need to fix the people, not take the guns. That's like, everybody uses that thing. Well, to stop drunk driving, you're going to take everybody's car away because that'll stop drunk driving. But it's not the car. It's the driver of the car. It's just like it's not the gun. It's the person using the gun. It's the people. It's a people problem. That's just the thing. It's not taking guns isn't going to help anything. You got to keep these people where they belong. Keep them locked up, or better yet, do what he did. Do to him what he did to his mom. People like that, says me, this is just my opinion, they don't deserve to be here. If they're going to do stuff like that, they don't deserve to be here. Plain and simple. Do to them what they did. Let the punishment fit the crime. But that's just me, my opinion. I'm not trying to, make any kind of threats or anything. I'm just saying, it is what it is. But says me, people like that deserve the hardest punishment in the books. Period. Anyway, that's all I got for you for today. Again, thanks for all being here. Appreciate it. The few that did come in, I didn't get a whole lot of viewers yet. Still working on this live stream thing, getting my viewership up. But those that did come, if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm trying to get that 6,000 by the end of the year. Appreciate every single one of you. Even if you don't subscribe and you're just watching, I still appreciate all of you. I couldn't do it without you. I wouldn't do it without you. This is not for me. I don't, Anyway, enough of that. Hit that subscribe button. Take that 5 seconds. Hit the button. You got nothing to lose. Hit the subscribe button. Watch me a few times. If you don't like me, unsubscribe. No harm, no foul. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Love you. I'll see you in the next one.